Good morning, I'm Nivareti Manu, and this is your morning news fix for Tuesday, 28th of April. In this update, King Charles is arriving in the US today in the wake of the shooting outside the White House Correspondents' Dinner. 31-year-old suspect California teacher Cole Allen has been charged with attempting to assassinate the US president. King Charles and Queen Camilla are visiting the US for 4 days, with a bilateral meeting with the president planned. Donald Trump says the visit is going ahead as planned, and he says the King and Queen will be based in the White House where they'll be really safe. The historic signing of a free trade agreement between New Zealand and India has been marked with messages of praise and gestures of friendship. Last night, our Trade Minister, Todd McClay, signed the agreement in New Delhi with his counterpart Minister, Piyush Goyal. Afterwards, Goyal gifted McClay with a cashmere shawl and a sculpture of a mother cow, while McClay gifted a framed Black Caps jersey from the T20 World Cup final between New Zealand and India this year. Potential trucking rule changes to save fuel. The government's come up with a plan in case the country moves to phase 2, including allowing some heavy vehicles to carry more per weight per trip. Regulation Minister David Seymour says they're also looking at changing EV weight rules. He says electric utes are treated as light trucks because of their weight, and that's something the government wants to fix. The Tourism Minister is standing firm on the government's funding of major events following recent criticism from ACT. Funding's being provided for a range of concerts, food and drink expos and sporting events. ACT MP Todd Stevenson says having ministers and officials decide who gets the money makes it start to look less like an economic strategy and more like Louise Upston's personal slush fund. Upston rejects this and says officials worked hard with industry on a list of potential events. She says research shows every dollar spent on live performance generates more than $3 for our economy. Different support for different hospitals this winter. Health New Zealand's winter plan outlines national and local actions aimed at reducing the pressure on our health system. Among them is up to 250 short-stay placements in aged care facilities in the South Island, and more senior doctors on ED doors in the Central region to direct patients to the right place. Executive National Clinical Director Richard Sullivan says in the past, areas have invested differently, so this plan helps to fill in gaps. He says each region has come up with areas where they feel they have the greatest need, and that's where Health New Zealand is investing. In sport, a second-tier Black Caps side has fallen to Bangladesh by 6 wickets in the first of 3 T20 cricket internationals in Chittagong. Blues boss Carl Budge wants to keep Super Rugby Super Round on the move, suggesting the sport would benefit from more exposure in the Auckland market. The women's Black Sticks have fallen 3-2 to Argentina in their second match at the Changzhou Invitational Hockey Tournament in China. And the Wellington Saints have handed Auckland their first defeat of the National Basketball League season, winning 90-82 in the capital. I'm Nivareti Manu, and that's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update at midday from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.